Hello, my fabulous friends. Niecy Love Harmon here of Whatsshecreating Enterprises, and today I will be showing you the basic functions of the Singer Heavy Duty 5511 model sewing machine. So let's get started. This is actually called the Bobbin Winder, and so what it's used for is when it's time to thread the bobbin, which I will show you in a future tutorial for this machine. You just place the bobbin on here and click it, and so it holds the bobbin so that you can thread it. So that's the Bobbin Winder. This is the stitch width. So you can make your stitch straight or you can make it like a zigzag by changing these dials to what you want. It can be as wide as 6 and as narrow as 0. Needle position, it shows you that the needle can be in the middle, it can be on the left or on the right. So it just depends on what you're doing, but I'm going to keep mine in the middle needle position. The next is tension. Tension is usually what makes your stitch loose or tight. Usually the manufacturer's recommendation is between 3 and 5, and the only time you would really mess with this is if you're having loose stitches or super tight stitches, but I usually keep it at 4. All right, this is what you use when it is time to thread the bobbin. And so it's part of the bobbin winding mechanism. You will wrap your thread around this piece in order to thread the bobbin. All right, this is a extra spool holder. So sometimes if you want to use it to thread your bobbin, but you don't want to take apart this main spool, then you can use it for that option. Or if you're doing like a double thread or double needle, then you can use it for that also. This is your main spool holder here. So this is where you place your thread, and then you have your holder, that attachment piece that holds the thread in place so it doesn't come off. This is the handle, just in case you need to take the machine from here to there. In one of my tutorials for top threading, you would use these pieces and these numbers in order to thread the machine, the top thread of the machine. This dial is the presser foot pressure adjuster dial. So you may need to have more or less pressure taken off of the presser foot, and that is how you would use this mechanism. And you could just put a flathead screwdriver in there and turn it the way in which you need it to go. So I don't usually mess with this when I'm just sewing, but you may need to use it at one time. Is the thread take up lever, and you use that when threading the top part of the sewing machine. All right, so let's keep moving down. This is the stitch length dial, so you would use that to make long or short stitches. I usually use 4 for basting, 3 is your regular straight stitch, and then 0 and 1 is usually like your buttonhole length function, but it just depends on what type of stitch you are doing. Now this machine has about maybe 10 stitches. So there's the straight, the zigzag, they have the blind hem, some other little zigzags, overcast stitches, and then they have the buttonhole stitches, and they have some decorative stitches too that are pretty cool. So check those out, use those, go forth. This is the reverse button, so you would press that down to reinforce your stitches. I will show you that in a future tutorial. These numbers tell you that they are guides for threading the top part of the machine. If I turn the machine this way, I have the hand wheel here. So the hand wheel makes the needle go up and down. Okay, so you may need that when you are starting or finishing your stitching. This is the buttonhole adjustment or pressure adjustment dial. So you may need that if your buttonholes are not necessarily as tight as you may want. So you may have to take it down, take it up, depending on the pressure that you need. This is the on-off switch, so that cuts the light on and cuts the sewing machine on. And then this is the power socket that, you know, goes to the wall. And then I have my foot pedal here, and so I put my foot pedal on the floor. I'll be using that to steer the machine and make it do what it does. Let's look on the back side. Right here is the model number, serial number, and all those things. This is the presser foot lever. So this is what I use to drop the presser foot, as well as lift the presser foot, but you never want to slam it because it will mess up your machine. So always take care to go down and go up very lightly and gently. I'm going to take this off really quick. This is the extension box. If you look here, this is the feed dog mechanism. So you may need this when you are trying to raise or lower your feed dogs. So the feed dogs are here. They should be up when sewing, and they are not at the moment. So I need to raise them. This is the extension box here, and you can take this off to have a wider surface or a narrower surface. If you are trying to sew like a sleeve or like a cuff or something, you may need a smaller area, so you take the box off. Inside the box, usually the manufacturer puts all type of goodies. And this is where I store a lot of my machine parts. This one comes with a lot of cool stuff. You have your some needles, a buttonhole foot. That's another foot. This is a zipper foot. I had to look up what that blue foot is. This is a darning plate. And then that's probably something that has to do with quilting. Let's put the box back on and keep moving forward. This is the thumb screw, and it is used to remove or insert the needle. This screw is here. It will detach the presser foot like lever here. And there is a presser foot take up lever. So you can use that to take the, if you push it up, it'll take the presser foot off. I'm going to reattach it though. Okay, this is the presser foot. You need that when you are sewing. The main purpose of the presser foot is to ensure that the fabric is smooth as it goes along the needle plate. That way that your stitches are nice and neat. This is the bobbin case ejector, and so I use that to eject the bobbin cover. So here's the bobbin cover. Here is the bobbin. This is the inner working of the bobbin case that holds the bobbin. And then here's the needle plate, and you see that it has the measurements 7/8, 5/8, 3/8, 3/8, 5/8, 7/8. So this actually assists you when you are sewing. When I am sewing, I always keep my fabric going along one of these lines so that my stitch is straight. So a lot of people may not know that. So here's a close-up on the feed dogs here. And then here are the screws, just in case you need to clean your machine. You would take those screws out. Check out my other tutorial on how to clean this particular machine. I have that for you. I'm just going to put the bobbin back in there and close the case up. This is the thread cutter here. Okay, so here's the thread cutter. And the way this works is you take your thread, put it through there, and it'll cut it. So you don't actually need scissors right beside you after you stitch to cut the thread from the machine. Those are the basic functions of the Kenmore Heavy Duty 5511 series sewing machine. Thank you for watching this tutorial. Don't forget to leave us your video comments, subscribe to our page, as well as hit that notification bell so that you know when new videos are coming out. Follow us on our socials. Thanks for watching and happy sewing.